As many of you have may notice, Ron Paul has a large following on the internet, and even the mainstream media concedes that point. So great, he has a large following on the internet. That's great. But the mainstream media doesn't cover him. So a lot of people end up going to the internet and they complain and they go on forums, they make videos, they voice their opinion that the entire election process seems rigged. There's something fishy about the entire process. And maybe there is. The one thing I find really strange is that when people hear Ron Paul's message, the message of limited government, the message of freedom and sound monetary policy and all these sorts of things, a lot of people clamor to these ideas and they think they make sense. And I think a lot of these people go to those ideas and they're naturally attracted to them because they do make sense. They rationally make sense. And even if they don't rationally make sense, they've discovered that the opposite ideas of where you could print money out of thin air, where you can take other people's money and that works fine, and you can have infinite wars infinitely. We've tried those ideas, and those ideas haven't done very much other than bankrupt the nation and destroy wealth and destroy resources and basically make a lot of people serfs and make the middle class disappear. So a lot of people, through reason, through logic, and also through experience, they think that Ron Paul's ideas make a lot of sense and that they can work. And so what ends up happening is a lot of people get into really heated discussions. They're very passionate on either side. Either they're for, Ron Paul's ideas, and then people against them, they claim he's kooky, he's old, his ideas would send us back to the 1700s, and all these sorts of other things. And I know a lot of Ron Paul supporters and people who believe in these ideas get offended, they get annoyed, they try to prove things with facts, statistics, and logic and history. But it hasn't dawned on some people, especially some Ron Paul supporters and people that enjoy freedom, that maybe some people, if they support Obama or they support Mitt Romney, they support the status quo, maybe they like the status quo. Maybe they don't care about monetary policy. Maybe they don't care that they can print money out of thin air. Maybe they don't care that they can assassinate American citizens without process. Maybe they don't care that they can be infinitely detained without due process or habeas corpus or any of those things. And maybe they just don't care. Maybe they don't care about truth. Maybe they don't care about honesty. Maybe they don't even care about reality. So when you're arguing with somebody and all they want to do is they want to tax the rich, they want to soak them for all it's worth, and they want to pass more regulations, and they want to print more money and have more wars, maybe we just have to concede the point that some people just don't care. What some of these people care about is things like UFC, they care about the Hunger Games or Twilight, or the Houston Astros or NASCAR racing. Maybe they're paying attention to Rihanna or whatever song by Usher or Britney Spears has just come out. Those are the things that they're preoccupied with. They want to go out and get drunk on the weekends. They want to have frat parties. They want to have wild sex with whatever. They want to do drugs. They just want to do those things. And, if people want to do those things, that's fine. That's their own free choice. And I think what some people need to understand is that we can't ram the idea of freedom or liberty, limited government. We can't ram these ideas down these kinds of people's throats because they're just not ready. Their throat's already full of beer or drugs, and their minds filled with whatever the mainstream media is telling them and whatever the new Transformers movie is out. That's what they're preoccupied with. That's what they worry about. When they go to bed, they don't think about, oh, wow, the country is on the verge of a major, major collapse in many different ways, either it be monetarily or your civil rights or whatever it might be. They go to bed thinking about, oh, man, I can't wait for that movie to come out. Or, oh, man, I can't wait to download that new song or buy that new CD. Those are the things that they're worried about. And if we come off across as very, very vigilant, but also very mean, that also doesn't support the cause. Sometimes people are just not ready for the message. For a lot of people, the message is very receptive to them because they've lost their job, because they see the way the country is headed, because they empirically can see through experience or they've read up on things that things are not working. There's something wrong with the system and they're yearning for an answer. And so these people are looking. They're genuinely curious and they're looking. And some of them found ideas from Ron Paul. They found ideas from the Austrian School of Economics. They found ideas from the Constitution. They found out that, hey, these things actually work. But a lot of people simply just don't care. And if we try to just convert everybody, especially those that don't care, they're more worried about the Washington Capitals or whatever sporting event is going on, then that is not an effective way of going about it because they're still paying attention to that. And unfortunately, maybe we have to wait until there's a full-blown crisis. Then they'll be looking for answers. Then they can't worry about, the NBA All-Star Game, or they can't worry about the Hunger Games #2, or whatever else is coming out. Maybe then they'll be looking for answers. And maybe we just have to accept the fact that maybe they'll diagnose the problem incorrectly. Maybe they'll say the problem is we didn't have enough government, we didn't have enough regulation, we didn't tax enough, we didn't print enough, we didn't go to war enough. Maybe they'll misdiagnose the problem. But that's the problem with freedom, is that we have to let people believe in foolish things and things that make a lot of sense. We should engage people civilly. We shouldn't make fun of them. Even if they make fun of our ideas, if they make fun of ideas about freedom and liberty, we shouldn't make fun of them. Because if you're actually trying to convince other people that you make a lot of sense, when they start throwing insults at you, they're already not listening. And once you throw insults at them, I mean, obviously, nobody's going to change their ideas because now pride is going to play a huge factor in this. The people that you're trying to convince are the people that are sitting on the edge, the people yearning, that are looking for an answer to why things are the way they are currently, and people that are genuinely interested to try to make it right. Those are the people that you can convince.